Good afternoon, all you fellow bunnies. Today we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the NECA Terminator 2 Judgment Day Ultimate T-1000. Stay tuned. So, before we get into the figure, let's take a look at the packaging. So, on the front, you have this very nice image of the T-1000 from the final part of the movie in the steel mill, giving the old waving finger there. Very, very awesome. You have Terminator 2 Judgment Day, T-1000, same on the side, also with NECA and Real Toys. On the other side, the top. On the bottom, you've just got some legal guff. And then on the back, you've got some promotional images of the figure, as well as a description. 3 billion human lives ended on August 29th, 1997. The survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day, but they lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines. That's the real quote, but they've edited it slightly here, probably for legal reasons. So, there you've got display of the various different accessories used on the figure. This looks awesome, and I can't wait to get this open. Opening up, you've got this awesome promotional image of the figure, as well as the figure displayed very clearly with his accessories in this window. So, let's get this guy out the box. So before we get into the figure, I'll just show you guys the Pescadero Hospital backdrop that does come inside the box. It's a nice little thing. You can even see it being used as the background here for the figure. So yeah, although this is an actual 3D model, I think. So yeah, it's nice that they include that, you know. But what we're really here for is the figure. So, here he is, the T-1000. And I'm not going to lie, when I first opened this, I did think, oh, he's not as impressive as I've seen other NECA figures. But then he is one of their, I think he might be one of their oldest figures. Their original Terminator line was in 2008, and basically they had this guy, but he had no articulation in the legs. The legs were pre-posed. I think this leg was forward like that, and he almost had this kind of look. So yeah, this guy is absolutely amazing. I really like him, honestly. He's grown on me. I have sort of forgiven the not so good head sculpt, although it is actually really good. It's not as good as their newer figures, obviously, because, you know, they use like photorealism, but it's hand sculpted, and for what it is, that there's no mistaking who it is. You know, I definitely think they have captured Joe Martin's likeness, which is very, very cool. I love the uniform. I just love the overall look of this guy. Very, very cool. So we'll get the boring stuff out the way. We'll do the articulation. Now, the legs are actually pre-posed, which is kind of annoying. Even though they have the ultimate articulation, they still are pre-posed, so you can't... this leg, the foot will never be flat if you try and stand him up straight. I've no idea why they've done that, but they did the same thing with Freddy Krueger. So if you haven't seen that review, go check that out. So you can bring the arms roughly out to 90 degrees. They're on these very nice, well, joints here. They are more noticeable than NECA's most recent joints, you know, because this is an older figure, like I said, but they're nice and smooth and they work really well. You have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, as well as a full rotation. You have a full rotation at the hand, although it is quite hindered by the cuffs of the sleeve, so I don't recommend you twist that too much. You have a full rotation at the waist, but once again, I don't recommend that you rotate it all the way around. You can bring the legs forward, roughly, but I wouldn't recommend that you leave them forward because you'd warp the PVC. You can bring them back also. There is a rough 90-degree bend on the knee, but you can't get too much motion out of it. You can also swivel the leg and swivel the knee. And then on the feet, you have a slight side-to-side, but not really much. So for articulation, it's definitely, oh yeah, you also, I always forget this, you also have a rotation at the head, but beware guys, don't twist this too far because the paint rubs off very, very easily on this figure. In fact, I'll just show you this. Yeah, that was me trying to get the head off, but we'll get onto that in a moment. So just be aware, the paint does come off the uniform really easily on the heads and it marks them, so you do have to be careful. So in terms of articulation, definitely not the modern NECA standard, but I actually quite like that because I've said this before. Sometimes I think there is such thing as too much articulation, and you know, it can kind of ruin a figure. It can make it too loose and very easily to fall over. So I really appreciate that this guy is very sturdy actually, which I quite like, and he's good enough. You know, he's not bad at all. So let's have a look at the accessories. So as I've just shown you, you get this alternate chest piece with the bullet holes. Now, you can choose whichever head you want. This head is supposed to come off, but it is on there that tight that I've pretty much ruined the paint trying to get it off. Unfortunately, these heads are very, very difficult to get off. I've actually left it quite loose there. So I'm definitely going to have to get a hairdryer if I want to get this thing off. So yeah, swapping the heads is not something you're going to see me doing this video because I just don't want to break it. Another head sculpt that you get is the split head sculpt, although this is where it's slowly closing back up. And if you want the fully split version where it's fully open, you have to buy the motorcycle cop version of this figure. Yeah, a lot of people were confused why they had this head sculpt in that set. Well, it's to entice you to buy this. You know, that's what companies do. You get very awesome hook arms that come with it, which are very easy to swap out, which I'll show you guys shortly. You get 2 blade fingers, you know, where he's like, I know this hurts. Very nicely done. Mine are actually quite straight, which is nice. That's good. I have seen some that are very warped. You know, if that does happen with you guys, then just stick them in boiling water and try and straighten them out. They are very soft, so they're not gonna snap on you, but don't force them, you know, because if you bend them too much, they probably will break. And then lastly, you have this trigger hand here, which is for holding his pistol, and that sits quite nicely in there, as you can see. It also, what I do like is it does double as the waving finger hand, where he's like, you know. Very nice gun. This used to be black, so yeah, I think this is a reissue where NECA have updated it slightly, but you can put the gun in his holster, which is very nice. I never understood how he could have a holster, you know, because he's liquid. He's made of liquid, so how can he have a radio as well? I thought he couldn't have mechanical parts. Like, is it purely for show? You know, because the gun isn't liquid, the gun's real, so I don't know, that's, maybe I'm just overthinking things too much, but yeah, can sit in there really nicely. So let's do the swap out of the hands, and thankfully they come off very easily. Like, they're just these nice little balls that pop in there. As you see, very, very easy, which I really like. Just pop the other hand on, simple as anything. Like I said, you can do that, or you can get his gun, put the gun in the hand, and just have the T-1000 like we first see him when he's shooting at Arnie. Or you can pop off that and put on his blade finger. Same with the other side. So I think what this is meant to be a recreation of is that scene where he kind of has Sarah Connor pinned against the wall. You know, this one has gone through her shoulder, and then he kind of points this one at her face. Like, you know, it's just slowly elongating, and that's before Arnie just whacks him with a crowbar and slices him in half. But the best thing you can do with this figure is just twist his arms, and they come off really nicely. They're not loose or anything, but they're not really, really tight, so they come off really easily. And then you just take... Got to make sure I get it the right way. You take the hook arm, just pop that in, and there you go. So it does look very T-1000-like now. I love the way it sort of fades from the blue into the chrome, just like in the film. And same with the other side. Pop that off. And just pop this on. And there you have it. So you've got him when he's chasing. Well, it can either be when he opens the elevator, just before he has his head blown in half, or it can be when he's chasing them in the car, he hooks onto the car, you know. Oh, just really, really cool. I absolutely love that. So the final thing I'm going to show you guys is his removable torso. So it's quite simple to remove. You just pop it off, just like that. You can see it's held in with these 4 little plugs. These 4 little holes right here. Then you just take the other one, and you have to line them up very well. It's one thing I find can be a bit fiddly. Just give me a second, guys. And there you have it. So we've got him looking very T-1000 now, which I really, really like. And it's entirely up to you, like I said, which display you want to go for. I personally love having these bullet holes. You know, it kind of just, it's enough to remind you that it's him, that he's not just, you know, a normal police officer. But I really do like this head sculpt, although personally it's not the one that I would go with. I think what I would do is have this torso with this head on, so I'm definitely going to have to get some hair dryer and just try and loosen that off. And I would probably have one of his arms with the hook and the other one holding the gun. You know, that's probably how I would display him. Or you could be very scene specific if you like that, you know, and you want to recreate a specific scene from the film, and you can do that, and it's really, really cool. So, quick comparison. Here he is next to the man himself. Here he is next to Arnie. Here he is next to a endoskeleton. Here he is next to a character options Dalek. And here he is next to the black suit Spider-Man. So, overall, what do I think of this T-1000? Honestly, I absolutely love him. I know I said at first that I wasn't too over the moon about it, but honestly, the longer I've had him, the more he's growing on me. I know that he is an older NECA figure, so obviously he's not going to have as good a sculpting or paint detail as the newer ones, but I still think he's good enough. He really does go very, very well with the rest of the Terminator crew, especially Sarah and John Connor, which, if you guys haven't noticed, I have picked up, so there will definitely be a review of that coming soon. And I think when you pose him with Arnie, it really does just... It just looks perfect, honestly, and it goes so, so well with them. So, overall, I'm going to give this figure a very solid 8 out of 10. I think, you know, the accessories that come with it are absolutely brilliant, and even though it is just a repackage of the ancient old figure that came out way back in 2008 that didn't have any leg articulation, I feel like the accessories that they're including with it, and just the sheer fact that there is a figure of this guy, really does make it very high on my list. I honestly love him. I love him more than I thought I was going to, and if you guys haven't added him to your collection yet, I would highly, highly recommend that you do. So thanks for watching this review, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this figure. Have you got him? Are you thinking of adding him to your collection? I hope to be able to get the motorcycle cop soon, and also the ultimate version of this guy, because this is just one of the standard versions that came out years and years ago, which I got very cheaply at a toy shop for only £3. So this is all I have for now. But yeah, just let me know down below what you guys think of this figure. So thanks for watching this review, guys. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Warren, as I say, because, you know, drawing Jackrabbit Warren, yeah. I'm trying a new thing, so yeah. Please like, share, subscribe, guys. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.